Zman Matan Toratenu, this is stressed in many ways. First of all, it is the first Shabbat after Shavuot, after Matan Torah. That in Matan Torah, the holiday of Shavuot, that with Nasa Ilui Vashlemot V'Yechulu Zman Matan Torah. Shabbat completes and puts completion into the whole creation. If so, the first Shabbat after the giving of the Torah, this puts a completion in the giving of the Torah. Ubefrat, and especially Shiyom Shabbat, Sha'acharei, the day of Shabbat, which is after Matan Torah, is in the day of Tashlumim. It's one of the 7 days after the holiday of Shavuot. We don't say the Tachanun prayer in the days after Shavuot also, because in the time of the Beit HaMikdash, they would bring sacrifices to the temple, and a person that didn't bring his sacrifices on that day, he had 7 days to make it up. So in other words, the holiday continued 7 days. Tashlumim gan milashon shleimus. So therefore, the Shabbat, in a general Shabbat, completes what was before it. But this, now we're talking about, this is in the one of the 7 days after the holiday of Shavuot, which these are days of Tashlumim, completion. Therefore, Hadgasha Yetera B'Kaviyut Shanazeh Shezaman Matan Torah, that the time of the Matan Torah came on Sunday. This year it doesn't. It comes on Friday. The Yom Shabbat, and the day of Shabbat, which is afterward, is in the 12th day of Sivan. That this is the completion. Everything now this year comes on the 7th day of Sivan. Yomei Tashlumim Chal b'Yom Shabbat. Therefore, the day of Shabbat puts a completion on what happened on Shavuot. So we should feel an extra holiness this Shabbat. This makes an aliyah because it also elevates all the whole idea of, as holy as the Torah is, Shabbat adds something even holier to it. And this is stressed by the name of the Torah portion that we're reading, Nasoi. Nasoi, it says, raise up the head. That the whole idea of elevating the head, Rosh Ba'avodat Adam, what really elevates the head of a Jew? Learning the Torah. The Torah is meant for our heads, for understanding. When the head is elevated, so is the whole entire body, even the foot. Also the service in the world, whether we're talking about the commandments, whether we're talking about regular mundane things, all of your deeds should be for the sake of heaven, and all the ways should all be raised up. Nasoi means to raise up. Now everything comes from the Torah. So if the portion that we're learning this whole week is Parshas Nasoi, which means to raise up, it means it elevates everything. It elevates even the giving of the Torah, which is also this week. So we can say that this is hinted at Nasai et Rosh B'nai Yisrael, et Rosh B'nai Gershom Gamhem. In the previous week's portion, it counted all the Jewish people, and it also counted all the different families of Levi. There was Kahat, Merari, but Gershom it didn't count. This week's portion, it counts the tribe of Gershom. Just like it was commanded on the family of Kahat. Kahat, they were the ones that carried the vessels of the Holy Temple. Sha'al Yadei and the Siyut Rosh, the B'nai Kahat, that by means of elevating, counting the number of people in the family of Kahat, Nosei Aaron, they were also the ones who carried the ark on their shoulders. This is what is the ark? The ark contained in it the Torah. Nasid Gamit Nasut and the Gershon. This elevated also the whole entire family of Gershon. It says the ones who lifted the ark, they also were elevated. Shekashur, this is connected to all matters of the world. Gershom, we'll see why. Al derech zeh mudgeshet hashaychet Matan Torah, in the beginning of our learning of Pirkei Avot. which is this, we Chabad, we learn Pirkei Avot up until Rosh Hashanah. So this coming Shabbat, after this, we're going to learn the first Mishnah of Pirkei Avot because we're starting over again. That's what the whole thing is. Moshe Kibel Torah Misinai. That's how the Torah, that's how Pirkei Avot begins. Nosef al limud Masechet Avot. In addition to learning the tractate of Pirkei Avot in all of these Shabbatot between Pesach and Atzeret, which that's a preparation for Matan Torah, we also, and there's other groups also that do the same thing, we begin another time learning Masechet Avot from the Shabbat immediately after the giving of the Torah, Totza'ah, as a result of the time of learning the Torah. Moshe Kibel Torah Misinai and gave it to Yoshua, etc., and they gave it to the Knesset, the Gedolah, and these people of the Great Assembly, they said, make a lot of pupils. Hadgasha linyan netinat Torah, giving the Torah and learning the Torah to each and every Jew to the end of all generations. How holy and beautiful and important and necessary vital is the Torah. In the continuation of this first chapter of Pirkei Avot until the end, it stresses how important this is, receiving the Torah, learning the Torah in everything that we do, even in the matters of the world. Like what does it say in the first chapter of Pirkei Avot? We just finished learning, right? Al shlosha devorim ha'olam omed. On three things the world stands. On Torah, al avoda, and al gemilat chasadim. On three things the world stands. On the Torah, on prayer, or on the sacrifices in the temple, and on acts of kindness. On these three things, the world, the physical world actually stands. On three, the physical world actually is founded, and later on it says on three things the world is firm. Din, law, on truth, and on peace. That's right in the end of the first chapter. Mizeh, from this, it's understood, Shebizman Matan Torah, in the time of Matan Torah, and the days of the Tashlumim, and also the 7 days after Torah, and which contains in it the Shabbos Parshas Nosoi. The end is renewed. The whole idea of Matan Torah for the first time, renewed. Uba'ofen shel hosafa, and it adds on every year, because every year we add on holiness. Tzorech liot, there has to be by each and every Jew, hitchadshus, there has to be a renewal. The Rebbe expects a lot of us. The Rebbe really believes in us. He's trying to inform us what our real potential is, who we really are. This is not making pretend that we can be tzaddikim and we can be holy people. This is telling the fact we really are tzaddikim and we really are holy people. But we just have to sort of believe in ourselves. Not to take the world so negatively. But call in yani Torah v'mitzvahs. Therefore, we have to renew ourselves, become new in everything we do in Torah and the commandments. Namely what? The three things that it says in Pirkei Avot. Torah, Avoda, Gemilat Chasadim. That's what the world stands on. Karumu was like it says in the Kasuv, B'chodesh HaShlishi, like it says in the third month. The Jews received the Torah in the third month. Why the third month? Just say the Jews received the Torah. What do we care which month it is? Because it's stressing the number 3. Remember, we also spoke about this in the other Sicha that we learned about the Rebbe. A person has to look at 3 things he won't do in Avera, and it says, what are the 3 things? On Hashem, on yourself, and on the world. Hashem gives you the power to change the world. That's the 3 things also of Torah, Avoda, and Gemilas Chasadim. You have to do it anew. realize that this really comes from Hashem. It's not just a book of our heritage that was given from long ago, the days of yore, and we are religious Jews, we really believe in it. No, this is the world comes from the Torah. The world is being created from the Torah. The Torah is there to put life and meaning in every aspect of the world. And by means of this, there will be a newness, a renewing, and a firming, a stability in the world, the Kiyama Olam, in the time of Matan Torah. This will then put a stability in the whole entire world. Now we see what the world is like. The whole world is upside down, shaking. Every day a person comes up with a new world threat that there's going to be. Right? It used to be just atom bombs. Now atom bombs, atom bombs. Now they have faster. There's viruses and there's heat. The heat is going to take over. There's not too many people. There's not going to be enough food. Danger. Everything is shaking, rocking. Right? This nation is against that nation. They're liars. Who's liars? Who's telling the truth? Nobody. The truth is completely concealed from us. We don't know what's going on. Right? Any second, who knows what's going to happen to us? We have to stay in our house. You got to watch out. Don't go outside. Put on a mask. Put on gloves. Don't talk to anybody. Don't touch anybody. Don't look at anybody. Don't smile. Don't laugh. Don't open your mouth. Don't open your eyes and come in. You have to worry all the time. Best thing in the world, to be afraid and to worry. Nothing better should make us more happy than to be afraid and miserable all the time. This is the greatest thing in the world. The world is upside down. It's all crazy. And big rabbis are telling us to do this. You have to be afraid. You have to worry. If you don't, you're going to kill somebody. The whole world is going to get killed just because of you. But this is the world. What happened? Everything is upside down. Kadosh, like the rabbis say, my de Kasiv, what does it says? Eretz Rav Shakata. It says the world was afraid. And then it became quiet. We learned this in the Sicha, didn't we? But Techila in the beginning, Yira, in the Maimon we just finished. In the beginning, the whole world was afraid, and then it became quiet. Shahatanak, that God made a condition with Maisa Bereshis. As soon as you have the Torah, then the world is going to exist. When the Jews accept the Torah, then you and the world will always exist forever. That's the importance of the Torah, and that's why the Baal Shem Tov stressed so much. The foundation of Chassidut is, don't be afraid of anything except for Hashem. Also, don't be a fool.